Today's video is about vertically opposite angles. So let's recall what is it. Vertically opposite angles. So it happens when we have two straight lines, 1 and 2. When they come across at one point, then we've got how many angles? We've got 4 angles, 1, 2, 3, 4. The opposite ones, this one and this one, they're opposite to each other. So if I call this A, this one B, then A and B must be the same. Opposite angles are the same. Then what about this one? If you call this C and this one D, these two angles, they are also oppositing each other, and therefore they are also the same. C and D are the same. Opposite angles are the same. We call them vertically opposite angles. And the reason, the abbreviation is that vertically, we just write VERT and then a dot. So this is the abbreviation of vertically. And then opposite, we just write OPP and dot. And for the angles, we write this symbol, angles, more than one angle. So we put S, plural. So if you say C and D are the same, you have to also write down the reason. VERT dot vertically, OPP dot opposite, and then angles. Okay? So it happens only if we have two straight lines come across each other. So what about the other case? If we have a line, so obviously this is not a straight line. And one more line. Then you will also see 4 angles, right? Do you think that these 2 angles are the same? Do you think that they are the same? No, they are not the same. A and B are not necessarily equal because they are not produced by 2 straight lines. These 2 are not straight lines, and therefore A and B, we are not sure. We don't know whether they are the same or not. And likewise, this angle C and this angle D are also not necessarily the same, because vertically opposite angles happens only when we have a straight line and one more straight line. When they come across each other, then we have vertically opposite angles. Okay? So let's look at the math. Let's look at this case. So in the question, we know that AB and CD are straight lines. So let me use a red color. AB and CD, they are straight lines. And therefore, so we have 2 angles to find. We have to find X and Y. What about X first? What do you think X is? Yes, X and 65, they are just a pair of vertically opposite angles, and therefore they must be the same. So you may just put it down. X equals to 65 degrees. They are the same. Do we need to write something else here? The reason is vertically opposite angles. Okay? So here we can just write 65 degrees. We don't need the X anymore. And now, what about Y? Can we find Y? The opposite angles we don't know, so we cannot use the vertically opposite angles. Then what about this? Look at this area. AB is a straight line, right? And therefore, Y and 65, these 2 angles, what happens if you add them up? If you combine the 2 angles, they become a what angle? How do we call this angle? Yes, a strict angle. So therefore, Y plus 65 the sum must be equal to 180. Yes, y plus 65 degree. If you add them up, they become a straight angle, which is 180. Do you still remember the reason? The reason is adjacent angles on straight line. Adjacent angles on straight line. So therefore, let's rearrange the term, move the 65 to the other side, becomes negative 65. So that it becomes 115. Y equals to 115 degree. Okay? Next question. In this question, we are given that, again, AB is a straight line. So I would like to use a red color to highlight the straight line. And also CD is a straight line. And there are two unknowns. We have to find X and Y. First of all, X. Have you got any clue? Do you know how to find X? Yes. Vertically opposite angles. Because these two lines are straight lines, and therefore the opposite angles must be the same. X equals to 130. No doubt. So you may just put it down, X equal to 130 degree. Of course, we have to write down the reason. Vertically opposite angles. Okay? We can cross out the X, write down 130 now. And then, what about Y? What could we do to find Y? You may look at the straight line AB. AB is a straight line, right? So, Y and 130, what are you going to do with them? If you add the two angles up, again, they become a straight angle. So, let's combine them. Y plus 130. Y plus 130 equals to 180 degree. Do you remember the reason? The reason is adjacent angles on straight line. Right? So what should we do so that we could tell what is Y? Yes, we arrange the term 130, move it to the other side, becomes negative 130. So that we have Y equal to 180 minus 130, so that it becomes 50 degree. Okay? Are you ready for the next question? The next one. In the question, we know that PQ and RS are straight line. So PQ, I'm using red color, which is a straight line. And RS, also a straight line. Okay, so we have two straight lines come across to each other. Then we have to find X. Two straight lines come across. Do you see the word vertically opposite angles? Which angles is oppositing 130? Which angle? Is it just 105? No, it's 105 and also X. These two angles combined together. It is a pair of opposite angles. 130 and 105 plus X, they are a pair of opposite angles, vertically opposite angles. And therefore, you may write 105 plus X, this big angle, 105 degree plus X, this big angle, is equal to 130. These two angles are the same because vertically opposite angles. Okay? Now, let's continue. Then what to do to get rid of the 105? Just bring this to the other side. Becomes negative 105. Without calculator, can you tell me what is x? 130 minus 105? Yes, 25. 25 degrees. Okay? And then next, this one. So in the question, we know that also PQ is a straight line. PQ is a straight line. And also RS is a straight line. PQ and RS. Then do you see the pair of vertically opposite angles? On the left hand side, we've got x. What about the right hand side? What is that angle? Equal to x, which one? Is it just 36 or just 45? Or both? Combine them. Yes, both. X, this angle, and 36 plus 30, 45, 43, this angle, they are a pair of vertically opposite angles. And therefore, they are the same. Therefore, we should put it down, x equals to 36 degrees plus 43 degrees. They are equal. We call them vertically opposite angles. Okay? So, in this case, we just need to add the two angles up. 36 plus 43 becomes 79 degrees. Okay? Next. So in the question, again, we know that PQ, from P to Q, this is a straight line. And then RS, also a straight line. All right, so we have two straight lines come across to each other. Do you see a pair of vertically opposite angles? Which one is oppositing this angle? Which angle? Yes, it should be this one. They are oppositing each other. And that means 3x minus 32, this angle, and 2x plus 25, this angle, they must be the same. So put it down, 3x minus 32 degrees equals to 2x plus 25 degrees. Reason is vertically opposite angles. Now, it's like very messy, right? So what should we do? Bring all the like terms together, that's right. So what about those with x, put them together? The angles, put them on the other side, okay? So that means that we can keep 3x here. 3x is fine. We just need to move the 2x from the right hand side to the left hand side. So since it is positive 2x, when you move it to here, it becomes negative 2x. And then the 25 degree here is fine. So just put it down 25 degree, just copy. And this negative 32, you have to bring it to the right hand side. So negative term become positive, plus 32 degree. All right? Now let's try to combine the like terms. 3x minus 2x becomes how many x? Yes, become 1x. 25 plus 32 becomes 57. 57 degree. Okay? Now, this is gonna be the last one. In the question, we also know that PQ and RS are straight lines. PQ and RS, they are straight lines. So, do you recognize a pair of vertically opposite angles? So for this angle, 4x minus 6 is oppositing which one? Is it 90 degrees, this one? Or x? Or the sum of these two angles, the whole angle, this angle? the whole angle, right? So this whole angle consisting of 90 degree, the right angle, and also x. So 90 plus x, this angle is oppositing the 4x minus 6. Therefore, 4x minus 6 degree should be equal to not just 90, not just x, but 90 plus x. 90 degree plus x. Do you agree? Reason: vertically opposite angles. Now, what are you going to do to simplify them? Yes, all the x, you should put them on the same side. And all the angles, you should put them on the same side. So 4x is fine, just copy. But this positive x, you're going to move this to the left-hand side, so it becomes negative x. And 90 degree is fine, 90 degree. Negative 6 degree, you should move it to the right-hand side, and it becomes positive 6 degree. All right? 4x minus 1x will become how many x? 3x. And 90 degree plus 6 degree, 96 degree. Now we've got 3x equals to 96 degree. Then what about x? What to do to get rid of the 3, the coefficient? Yes, divide both sides. Divide both sides by 3, because we don't want to have the 3 here. So we should divide both sides by 3, and then the coefficient, the denominator, could be cancelled out, so that we have got only x left behind. And 96 divided by 3 becomes 32. Is that okay? If you have any more questions, please let me know so I could make more videos. I love to. So goodbye.